Yo, what is up you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're talking about exposing the secrets behind the ATM business. So that's what we're talking about today, coming right up. Welcome to the Chad Otsuji Show, where I show you business strategies, marketing techniques, and tactics to grow your own business. So the first secret that we're actually going to be talking about is an ATM business a good investment? All right, so right here we're going to compare two things. We're going to compare the ATM business and we're going to compare stocks versus bonds. And these are two different types of investments, you guys. So the first one that we're going to go over is stocks and bonds, and that's on the right-hand side right here. So say we invest $5,000 and we can get the average annual return for a stock or for a bond is roughly 10%. Now it could be a little higher, it could be a little lower, but the average is 10%, you guys. So that means if we invest this $5,000 at the end of the first year, we're going to have a total balance of $5,500. So that means our total profit is just $500, you guys. Now, if we actually go over to the other side and look at the ATM business, if we invest $5,000, we can actually get a 10% monthly return. Instead of annual, this is monthly. So at the end of each month, we get 10% of that $5,000. So at the end of the first year, our total balance is $11,000, which leaves us with a $6,000 profit. And if you compare the two, the ATM business versus stocks and bonds, that means that the difference in profit is $5,500. And you get a much higher return on your investment with an ATM business. All right, so the second secret that we're going to be talking about, if you do buy a course for this ATM business, to learn how to actually start your own ATM business, you have to make sure that this course provides you with value. You have to make sure that this course will teach you how to go from start to finish with the ATM business. Now, I'm not going to name any names or anything, but there are people in this business who are selling courses that cost $1,000, $2,000 just because they want to get as much money as they can from the course. And when you actually purchase the course and actually look at the videos, there's not $1,000 or $2,000 worth of value there. So you guys just have to make sure that you guys do purchase a course that has a lot of value packed into it, and that course will take you from start to finish. Now, I do actually sell a course on the ATM business, and it provides pretty much everything. We hold your hand through the whole process. I don't want to push the course too much in this video, but I do have a course if you are interested, link down in the description below. So my recommendation, if you do purchase a course, it doesn't have to be my course. It can be any other course out there on the internet. I just want you guys to be wary of who you're actually purchasing your course from, and make sure there's actual value in there before you actually purchase it. Now, the third secret that we're going to be talking about is making sure that your contract is solid. Now, I've seen so many really bad ATM contracts out there, so you just have to make sure that you're using a really good contract that was drafted out by a licensed lawyer. So here's an example of a pretty bad contract. I'm not going to say who wrote this thing up or where this thing came from, but this is just an example of a bad contract. So as you can see, this contract is only like one page, and it only has 10 different points that it goes over, and it doesn't even go into depth about, some of the things that are talked about in there. Now, in the contract that I have, I talk about everything. I cover everything in there. I talk about surcharges, what date is the ATM machine going to be placed inside of the location, who's the owner of the location, and all this other extensive detail. Like, there's so much detail packed into this 3-4 page contract that if this thing actually does get taken to court, my contract will hold up in court. Now, if you take this other contract, for example, there's only 10 points, and a lawyer can tear this apart so easily just because a lot of the things that are talked about in here aren't really, in too much detail. Also, if you're interested in my contract, I do have a free ebook, and the contract is actually in the free ebook, link down in the description below. Now, the fourth secret that we're going to be talking about is the ATM business easy. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Any business that you start, it's not going to be easy, especially the ATM business. Like, I busted my ass to find locations, get contracts. I have to set everything up in the beginning, and then once everything is set up, then it's easy. So for example, I find a business, I go find and talk to the business owner, I get a contract signed with them, and that total can take anywhere from 10 hours to 20 hours of work. And once that work is complete and I install my ATM machine in there, then it only takes about 1 hour every 2 weeks or 2 hours a month to, refill and maintain the ATM machine. So sure, it is easy after you get everything set up, but initially, it's not easy to find different locations, to find the owners, and to get those contracts signed. This is with any business, but if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You can't just snap your fingers and expect to start making thousands of dollars out of nothing. You have to put in the work up front, and then eventually over time, it will start to pay you. So this whole video has been sort of a little pessimistic, so I'm gonna flip this thing around, and the fifth secret is going to be how much money can you make in the ATM business. You can make a lot of money in this business. Take one of our students, for example. This is Magdi and Juan. They took the course and they just installed their first machine, and on the first day, they actually got $82 in surcharges, so meaning they made $82 in profit on their first day, guys. Now, if they do this consistently, if they make $82 every single day for the next year, that's $30,000 in profits, guys. And even if they only make half of that, that's still $15,000 in profit, and they only have to put in 1 hour of work every 2 weeks. Now, remember, like I said before, obviously they put in the work to find the location, get the contract signed and all that, but after that initial investment of time, they are now getting the rewards, getting paid $82 a day, guys. Now, the sixth secret that we're going to be talking about, guys, is where should I put my ATM machine? Now, I get this question at least once a day, and you can pretty much put it almost in any of these locations: a strip club, liquor store, dispensary, barbershop, salon, gas station, and pretty much any cash-only business. Honestly, just put it anywhere that has a cash demand. So for example, I have a ATM machine in a liquor store, and they actually have a lottery machine. And right across from the lottery machine, like 3 feet away, is my ATM machine. This is because the lottery machine is actually cash only. Those are either federal or state requirements that you cannot accept debit cards or credit cards for, a lottery machine. So that means when someone comes in to play the numbers for the day, they want to play Powerball, Mega Millions, whatever, they have to have cash. And it's 2019 and most people don't carry cash. So if they want to use that lottery machine, they're pretty much forced to go to my ATM machine, which is 3 feet away from that machine. And barbershops and nail salons are pretty easy to get into. So I recommend, if you guys are first starting out, to try one of those locations first, just because, a dispensary or a strip club most likely already has an ATM machine in it. So it's going to be somewhat harder to get into. But for example, a barbershop and a nail salon, most places require their clients to tip in cash. So if I go and get my hair cut, most barbershops are going to want me to tip the barber in cash. And like I said, it's 2019. Most people don't carry cash nowadays. So if you have an ATM machine right next to the register, 9 out of 10 customers are probably going to use it. And if a place doesn't have an ATM machine and they're sending their customers, to the nearest bank or to, the grocery store down the street to get cash back, those businesses are also losing out on a pretty decent amount of cash. So it's in the best interest of the business owner to put an ATM machine in their store, because you can write them a check every month. You can give them 20, 25%, 30% of the surcharge fees, and you can pay the business owner. So that's an incentive for you to place your ATM machine at their store. And most business owners, logical business owners, they're going to say yes to putting an ATM machine at their store. So that is all for this video, guys. Remember, I do have that free ebook linked down in the description below. But if you like this video, please, please, please like, comment, and subscribe. That's all for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.